Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, welcome back to Budget with Ira.
You are nothing. You are shit.
I budget every week here on YouTube. I'm one half of a British couple who earn a modest living working in retail. Our end goal is to pay off all of our debt by July 2022 so we can fund our dream of owning our first home together. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Every single view really helps me move the channel forward. If you are new here and you like my content, I'd love it if you consider subscribing. Subscribing is 100% free, but it's also 100% optional. So in today's video, we are checking in for week 2's budget and spending. I get paid every 4 weeks on a Friday, so my week runs from a Friday to a Thursday. So today, we'll be checking in all of my spends from Friday the 14th to Thursday the 20th. I'll be looking at my grocery spends, my personal spending money, any bills I spent, what I've put towards debt, and it is a lot this week, and a couple of other spends as well. If you want to see how I did this week and how my week shook out, please keep on watching. Okay, so we are here in my Bauhaus inspired calendar setup. If you want to know how I set this up, the link will be in the description. We had a fairly good week last week with 2 non-spend days, and we were quite low in a couple of categories as well. But what I want to do first is I want to have a look at bills that we spent in this week. So we're looking at bills from the 14th to the 20th. So we're just going to go to this budget page here. So my bills here are in chronological order. So if you look, I only spent on 2 bills last week. So it was internet at £27.51 and car insurance at £23.37. They both come out and they were both exactly what I expected. So I'm just going to put that in now. Okay, so moving back to the calendar, I'm going to use my expense tracker stickers. These are from Stickers for Keepers. If you want to see a review on these stickers and some of the other stickers that I'm using in today's video, the link will be in the cards. Okay, so first of all, we've got internet. So that normally comes out on the 15th, but because the 15th was a Saturday, it rolled around to the 17th. And then car insurance one, which is my car insurance, that came out on the 19th. So now I want to look at any debt that I've spent this week, and I have spent a little bit towards debt. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. On the 14th, my overdraft fees came out. I budgeted £10 for them, and it was £9.23. And then on the same day, because that came out, I could work out how much I wanted to put on my credit card. So if you remember in my budget video, which I'll link in the cards, I got a bonus last month. So I was able to put a significant amount towards my credit card. So this month I paid off £1,970.67. I can't believe that. That's so much. I'm so pleased. It almost doesn't fit in. And then on the 17th, Car 2 came out. It's supposed to come out on the 15th, but because it was a Saturday, it rolled over. So that was £249.69. Okay, so we're just waiting up until the 20th and then we can close down our debt, but those 2 numbers aren't likely going to change. So let's move back to the calendar. So for debt, I'm using homemade stickers, which I made myself. They're not the greatest, but they're black and I like them. So I'm just going to put in my bill payments for this week. I mixed the days around wrong, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so with bills and debt done, now let's move over to our weekly check-in. For these sorts of scenarios, it's quite nice to not have a planner because I got 3 loose sheets that I can sort of spread out across the table, which is lovely. Okay, so in my check-in, I'll be looking at spending 1 and petrol 1, which is my spending money and my petrol money. My boyfriend gets spending money and petrol money, but we don't track it, we don't look at it. He's quite sensible with money and he doesn't need to hold himself accountable to this level. Groceries, which is our joint groceries fund, and social, which is our new fund we added at the start of this month for when we start to go out and do things with friends and family. And then I've got my unbudgeted category there, just in case I spend anything that I shouldn't be. So I'll start by saying that nothing got added into any of these categories this week because we didn't really need to. So I'm going to go ahead and put zeros all the way through. Okay, so let's start with spending one. So spending one is my money. I can do with whatever I want with it. Normally I'll use it on spending for lunch or something nice for dinner or whatever. I'm sure when things open up, I'll start to brown bag it to work and things like that. But at the moment, I'm comfortable with what I'm spending my money on. On the 14th, I spent £3.20 on lunch.
Oh, Lord. Again. A fucking again.
You are shit.
Guys, gals, non-binary pals, I'm so upset. I recorded this whole video and I don't know what's happened, but it's cut off halfway through. I'm so upset about it. I'm just going to give you a recap, but the level of quality that you'd normally get or how much I'd go into it isn't quite there. So for spending one, I ended up spending $39.67 in week 2, which gave me a remaining of $44.76, which I've rolled over to the next week. I did a full tank of fuel on the 16th, and that left me with £30 remaining. So in my little binder here, I've got £30. This is my cash envelopes. If you want to see how I stuff these, I'm going to link that in the cards. So there's £30 remaining. I rolled that over to the next week. For groceries, I spent $31.45. That was 2 spends on the 16th and on the 19th. That gave me $52.16 remaining. So that's 20, 40, 50. 2, 10, 16. Then for social, I was saying that I was really pleased with the new category that we set up because it actually gives us a lot more financial freedom to do whatever we want to do. So we gave ourselves £50 at the start of the month and we have already spent $15.59. We went round to friends and we bought dessert and we bought their dog a treat because she's just had an operation on her knee. So we bought her something disgusting. It was a beef trachea with goose in it. But she loved it, and that cost us $15.59, which left us with $34.41 remaining. So this is the little social envelope. So that's got 30, 4, 20, 30, 41. Okay, and then I did a quick scan for unbudgeted and there was no unbudgeted last week. When I added everything together, I spent $126.71 last week, which is quite reasonable. I think that's pretty normal for us. And then we're rolling $161.33 into the last 2 weeks of the pay period. Okay, now we're back into the calendar and there's a no spend on Thursday. So that makes 3 no spends so far this pay period, which is really, really good. The goal for no spends this pay period is 7, so I do need to make sure that I have 2 in the next 2 weeks, otherwise I might fail that. But 7 might have been a bit ambitious, to be honest. Guys, girls, non-binary pals, thank you so much for getting to the end of the video. Sorry there was that technical issues.
Shit.
In an ideal world, I would buy a camera, but like honestly, that's not nowhere near touching my budget at the moment. So in the next week or so, I'll be posting June 2021's budget. If you want to know how I set up the design of that, the link is going to be in the cards. And then obviously you'll get check-in 3 as well. In check-in 3, we'll be looking at spends from the 21st to the 27th. And there are very few bills in that. It's going to be the last week of the pay period where I've got almost everything coming out. So that's going to be fun for me. So guys, girls, and non-binary pals, thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing if you like my content. It makes a huge difference to me. Subscribing is 100% free and is 100% optional. I look forward to seeing you next week, guys, girls, and non-binary pals. Thanks so much. Bye.